Hello, my gorgeous makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back. I know, 2 weeks in a row of both Tia being here and I have makeup on. Not
What's
good
happened?
makeup. Woo,
And we
I,
both have had makeup on both
woo.
times.
I mean, it might be a sign of the apocalypse. Who
Yeah,
who knows?
definitely.
Who can really tell? But you know what it means when we have gathered here today on this, the most sacred of days. We are doing releases and rants, where we are discussing the new makeup releases that you guys want to talk about. And there are quite a few actually to talk about this week. A massive thank you to everyone who tags me in content for this episode. I so appreciate it, and it gives me a little tingle inside when I see that you've tagged me. So please do continue. It pleases me. But as I said, we do have a lot to actually discuss. So let's get straight into it. This is Lethal Cosmetics and they have their 2 Up collection. So this is essentially a sequel to their previous 1 Up collection. Their 1 Up collection had a lot, well, I won't say like a lot of conflict. It wasn't really, but it was that they had a couple of repeat shades from existing palettes in the 1 Up palette. So they've really kind of rectified it this time by having all new shades in the 2 Up palette. Now that is retailing for $40.50 or €45. They also have some water activated magnetic liners, and there's some duos and they're like UV as well. And then there's some singles. There's a white single and a black single. So if you're going for the dual liners, they're €8.50. If you're going for the single liners, they're €8. But what I found really interesting in their release video was that they said, oh, when you're playing with water activated liners, you never really know what the water is like or if you'll put in too much water, etc., etc. So we've made these, which is their Catalyst Activator Drops, which I thought was like, hey? And that's retailing for $11, or I believe it's €11.50. There's also some nail stickers, there's some gems, and there's a Constellation 9-pan palette, which is essentially replacing the Orbital, and that's going to retail for €11. And as you're watching it, or as you're watching this right now, this is all available. Okay, so shall we talk about the palette first?
Yeah, I don't like it.
That is succinctly put. I mean, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with like the individual shades. Like each of those shades, I'm like, okay, they're quite pretty. I like them.
Yeah,
But put
I
together,
agree.
it's not coherent. And I can't figure out what goes with what.
Yeah, I feel like it's like you can do a look with it. I feel like with the blue and the purples, you could do a look. It's just a bit like I would like to see more shades, and like that palette could have fit at least 5 more shades. if
Easily.
not.
The wasted space is actually ridiculous.
It's annoying me. Like I like the idea, I like the like concept, I like package and everything, but then the inside just disappoints me.
Yeah, I'm like, either fill the palette so that there's no wasted space, or make
Yeah,
a smaller palette. Those are your
yeah.
options. I don't know why they went for option 3, which was just have empty spaces.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
get it.
like didn't you have enough shades? Couldn't you make it a smaller package and it's an odd number of shades.
But it's just, it looks like it's an odd number.
Yeah, it's a 10 pan,
Yeah,
but because it's like laid out like that, it looks so odd.
it's stressful. But they could have just made it like a long, skinny one of like 5
Yeah,
and 5.
yeah,
Oh, I don't.
definitely.
Thing is, right, they are really good quality because Lethal Cosmetics is really good quality.
They
Like,
have like an amazing quality
yeah.
eyeshadows. I love them.
And they actually produce their stuff in Germany. There's not a lot of like companies that produce from kind of their source, which I think is like really commendable, and that's part of why the price tends to be as high as it is, which is grand. You know, I get that. And I do get that this is very much fitting with Lethal Cosmetics aesthetic. Like you look at this and you kind of go, oh, okay, that is Lethal Cosmetics. I will say I have the 1 Up palette and I used it for a video and I haven't really used it much since.
Yeah.
I have just found over the last while, I'm going to get crucified here by people, that Lethal's kind of colour stories are quite disjointed.
Yeah, I agree.
And
100%.
what they do best, in my opinion, are they have those fabulous shadows and you can build your own eyeshadow palette.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they really shine, and that's really, really great. And I mean, they have thought about that by having that Constellation kind of palette in there as well. It's a 9-pan. And like you could have kind of had the singles from this included, like rather than have it as an overall palette, and you could have just picked out whatever it was that you wanted along with some like existing shades. But and I mean, Tia was also saying part of what annoyed her earlier was the outline of the pans, that some of them
Oh yeah.
have outlines and then other ones don't. And for me, I find it so difficult to like focus on things, and the outline just kind of draws my attention to those shadows more than
Yeah.
the other ones. So it's sort of like an attentional bias thing. I don't know. Again, you know, if you love this story or this color story, fantastic, you'll enjoy it. Lethal does a fantastic formula. We're not saying that at all. It just feels like a weirdly executed one on this occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It's a no for me.
yeah,
Like
it's a no too. Yeah.
it just Lethal's like you said, they're palettes that they're made for you, like ready-made palettes. I feel like the color story is just always there's always something a bit off from me. Like I like the individual colors a lot. Like in
Yeah.
most of their palettes, I'm like, oh, there's some beautiful shades in it. But then there's like some that I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's like a curveball and you're like,
And
something
then I'm like,
is
I
not.
don't know what to do with this. I'm not that creative. Like
Yeah.
I need to see like for me the easiest is when I see like colors grouped together.
Yeah.
And like when it's too mumbled, it's just my brain goes, what am I gonna do with that?
I don't even think this is necessarily a jumbled color story. I just feel it.
Yeah,
I'm going to be mean here. I just feel like it isn't a color story. It's just kind of random
yeah,
shades kind of put together, and it doesn't really cohere. I don't know. It just feels a little bit like almost like a lucky dip of shades. So for me,
yeah,
I don't know. And I mean, we said it before. You don't have to have a palette that's a standalone, but you should, at the very least, be able to do like 50 or 60% of a look, particularly if
yeah,
you're paying this sort of a price. And I'd really struggle with that. And
yeah.
I'm not afraid
I
to
feel-
just shove weird things together.
Yeah. To me it's also like that. Like with their price range, it's just a bit too expensive for me not to
Mm,
love the palette like fully.
yeah,
Like I would always need to have something with it, you know.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I'd have to love it completely to go and bite the bullet, particularly at that price. What I do like though is like those water activated liners. I actually think they're quite good, and the price is not bad at all. Like the jewel ones are €8.50 and the white and the black are €8. However, I have 5 million water activated liners.
They're a bit late on this one.
They are. They're very late on this. Like, I know it is like UV, like it performs under black light, but I'm like, Suva's done that for years.
Yeah.
Not bad in
Yeah.
terms of like its price point. It's genuinely not the worst. But my go-to eyeliners these days are the Artitude ones, you know, from the
Yeah,
Artitude
I use my
base.
Arctic ones and Sheen ones a lot. And I just feel like when it's like that's if that's the same size pan as their eyeshadows are, which are like this size,
Yeah.
it's quite small
Yeah, for a
for
lot.
like for a split pan.
Mm,
And like how much product are you gonna actually like I know you're not gonna like you don't use a lot, but I have some eyeliners in palettes, like in the Cash Beauty one that has these like split pans, and I almost instantly hit a pan with it.
yeah.
And it's just like how how much product will I get with this when there's like so much more affordable? Like
Yeah.
these are not expensive, but you can get like I feel like more for your money if you, for example, buy the Artitude split it palette. Like this has split pans, but
Yeah.
look at the pan sizes.
Yeah.
Like these are very big compared to like those, if those are, and they look like they are the same size as the
Yeah.
eyeshadow.
I think this is one of those cases where, like, on the surface, it appears like it's a decent price, but I'd say if you look into it a little bit further in
Yeah.
regards to like the amount of product you're getting, there's definitely really good quality products out there that you can have for less money. Again, not saying that Lethal Cosmetics isn't good quality, they are very good quality, but obviously, this is a new sort of a product for them. But like you said, very late for them to come out with this. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, like these water activated liners have been going on for years at this point. And then the rest of the things that they came out with, I think the like activated or the catalyst liner, water drop things, whatever it is. I'm like, okay, so you've made Duraline. Is that it? Like, what is it? Is it Duraline? Is it Mayron? Like, I don't.
Yeah, it's probably something like that.
Yeah, and
I
I mean,
do like that though, but I wanted to know if that is like then like waterproof when you use that. Because
yeah,
I wouldn't buy it if it's not. Because then I would just use water. But
yeah,
if that's like makes your water activated liners waterproof, then I'm like, yes, like Duraline or like something like this.
yeah. Then that would be
Nothing
worth
new,
it.
but
Yeah. Now, I when I watched the video, they didn't say that. Now, that's not
yes,
saying that it
it
is the
said
case.
activator drops.
Yeah, like it's not. Now, I'm not saying that it's not the case that they may make them waterproof, but I would assume that if it did, that they would have outlined that in their reveal video because that would be
Yeah.
quite a big selling point.
Yeah.
I don't know, very strange to me. And then the nail stickers are kind of cute. They're like €6 though, which in my mind, I think I've been on Shein for too long. And I'm just like, no, I could get
Mm.
the same thing for like €1. They're cute and they're very on trend for what it is that they're looking at. And then the bloody
Yeah.
face gems, way too expensive for what that is. I think they're about €6 as well. And can I be
That's
100%
so
real?
little.
Yeah, some of them as well. They look like, you know, the little stickers you used to get in on like magazines when you were a kid. They look like,
Yeah.
they look super tacky. There's some that are
Mm.
better than others, and then some that I'm just like, ooh, kind of ugly. Like, I know they're doing the whole like 90s sort of thing with this, like it's the nostalgia,
Yeah.
it's gaming, etc. But I don't want to go back to my childhood in that respect. So look, there's way better like face gems and stuff out there for like a much lower price, so it wouldn't be for me. But anyways, when I put it to you guys, the palette did not do great. 12% of you loved it. 34% of you said that it needed more cohesion. When I showed you those activator drops, 25% loved it. And then when I showed you the liners, 31% of you loved it. So again, they're very, very late to the game. But oh my goodness, this next one, I have been shitting myself for this. And I will push everyone over to get this collection. Probably not everything, but you know, I am very excited. This is the Glamlite Ghost Face collection. There's a lot in it. There's the Ghost Face mirror, which we knew was going to happen. It's $26. There's the Ghost Face Lives palette for $32. There's two lip kits. So one is nude and one is like a blood red, and that is $15 each. They have a black cherry lip care duo for $12. They have a black eyeliner, which I swear to God they do in every single release, for $15. There's a blush for $14. There's the highlighter then for $18. Now, if you want to get the full collection without a like custom PR box, that's $138. But if you want to get the full collection with the PR box, which apparently is like custom made and it's a whole thing, that's a little bit extra, about $15 extra. It's $153. And they also have like this bag, like this sort of coach bag with Ghostface on it, which is retailing for $40, and that is not part of the collection. You have to buy that separately. But I gotta say, I like quite a bit of this. Not everything, like I wouldn't pick up everything because although I am weird, I am not like that completely far gone. But we'll maybe talk about the eyeshadow palette first.
That's really pretty.
Isn't it?
I feel like there's like a four quite like deep grays that are all like they have different undertones. Those four swatched together like those
Yeah.
on deeps. But I'm just wondering how different a couple of those would look on their eyes. But I do like this palette. I'm not in like I'm looking for another cool toned gray palette at the moment, but this is really pretty though. Like it is stunning. Like I would love bit, but I have so many like gray palettes because they were all the hype at at
At one
some
point.
point.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, everyone would be.
there's still, but like I have so many, so I don't think I would need this. Like with my Interstellar and my like P. Louise, like the love tapes and all those, I feel like I have the mattes, and it doesn't have that many shimmers.
Yeah, and that's I think quite unusual because that's the formula that they tend to do the best. Now, again,
Yeah,
not saying that their maths aren't great, they are actually lovely. But for me, when I have like really bad insomnia and I go down to swatch my palettes, I'm swatching the shimmers and the multichromes. Those are the things that I like. I do think it
yeah,
looks really quite interesting. It's kind of good for this time of year, that kind of cool toned sort of a look. They were kind of it could have been very easy for them to make this like a second Chucky, because obviously that was more like
yeah,
red toned. So I think they did quite well in making sure that they are quite distinct yet complementary. So that's quite smart. I like this a lot. I do feel though there's elements within their existing collection that probably dupes bits of this. So I'm not saying all of it, but dupes little bits of it. So if you might remember, they did a collaboration with Hershey's not that long ago, and there was the white chocolate eyeshadow palette, and there were kind of blue tones in that, and they were quite kind of steely. Again, there's a couple of shades in there that I think are quite reminiscent of this. However, this is going to do well. Like, I mean, just
yeah, it's gonna do well.
just
Like
saying
just
sheer facts, like it will.
just the fact that it's a ghost face
Mm,
collab, it's gonna do well and on Halloween.
yeah,
But like even with like everyone loving like cool tone grays and all, this is gonna do so well.
yeah. I like it. This is one of the ones that I do plan on picking up. I just think it's fantastic.
Look at that mirror though. Like why
Yeah.
do I want it?
That's so cool, isn't
Mhm.
it? Apparently it's like 3D, like it has like a 3D aspect to it. So it's not like a flat lay mirror. So it's quite different, which kind of explains then why it's $26 because obviously, when you have something that's like a flat lay mirror, it's a lot easier and cheaper to
Yeah.
produce. But I love the details on this. Like even the fact that the
But
handle.
look at like just imagine it like I'm ghost face. Just put it on. I don't know. I just feel like that's a fun mirror.
It is.
I would get behind that mirror.
Yeah, I think that's
So,
done really, really well. And then the lip kits, oh, I really, really like them. I love kind of there's like a 90s vampiness to this, which I think is like that little nod towards the original Scream
yeah.
film of like, I always associate like lip shades like this for some reason with Neve Campbell. And I just really like this. Like it looks so good. I
I
love
need
the red
a
one.
lip like that black and nude.
Mm,
Like, that is so pretty. Like I want that so bad.
I want both of them.
Why am I broke?
Why am I broken and broken?
We are broke. Okay.
Yeah. But to be fair though, like $15 per lip kit.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. And I mean, particularly when you're talking about a collaboration, like they've had to obviously get licensing for the intellectual property, but they've managed to keep the cost down quite well. So I don't know how they're managing that, but oh man, that's definitely the two of those are my kind of thing.
They're
I do
both
love them.
stunning.
Yeah, love them.
Just
Um,
gorgeous.
I will say the thing I'm not that bothered about are like those lip care duos. It does
Yeah.
smell apparently like black cherries, which I love black cherries, but it's
I'm
$12.
always like meh,
Yeah,
meh, meh
it's just
about like these type of like lip care duos. Like who has time to take care of their lips?
I forget all the time. I have to keep
Me
my
too.
Laneige next to my bed, like on my bedside locker, or I will forget. But I couldn't see myself using them. This is more like something I'd like, have as like a free gift type thing. I wouldn't go out and
Yeah,
buy it.
yeah,
But
same.
It's grand. And then obviously they have that eyeliner and they have the kind of bag as well. Like I said, the bag you have to buy separately. I will say that looks so fucking cute. Like,
Yeah, that bag is so cute. I would never use that anywhere.
yeah, no, but it's really impractical because it's like a bucket sort of bag, so you'd have to like lay
Oh
it
yeah.
to open it, and that's too fidgety for me. I've made that mistake in the past. But then the last things that they have are this very like red toned blush, which I think is quite interesting. I want to see what that looks like on the face, and the highlighter. Now here's the thing: the highlighter, very very hard to capture in a picture, but I do have a video of it, so I'm going to like include that right now so that you can see it. And I swear to God, I am still salty that I didn't get the Scooby-Doo highlighter, you know, the duo highlighter, because every time I go into Glamlite, I check to see if they have it in stock, and it's not. But this has the same sort of thing of like sparkle, sparkle. I want that one.
Yeah, that's my kind of highlighter.
Oh, like it's frosty.
Sparkles.
Yeah. So like for me, the highlighter is definitely up there as one of the most interesting aspects. Like
Yeah.
for me,
I think the highlighter, the lip kits, like for me, if I could only get like couple of things, I would probably get the highlighter and the more nudie lip combo.
yeah,
Like that with the black liner.
yeah.
Like those two, I'm like, why are you not here
Yeah,
already?
I agree. I agree. I would totally get those ones that you're outlining, but I'd also get the red lip kit because it's me. I love red. And I would get the palette. But I think in general, this is like a collection that is done really, really well. What can happen sometimes is like a brand like hypes up this collab and they're like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then it comes and you're like, oh, I'm very disappointed. But I actually think
Yeah.
that this really did live up to the hype. I'm sure there'll be a few people who feel a bit like let down or whatever because that's inevitable. You know, you're going to have things in your head
Yeah.
that you're like, I kind of wish it was that. But I will say they have 2 other horror collaborations coming up. So if you didn't like this one, who knows?
Oh,
The next 2, I don't know when they're coming out, but they have announced that they're coming out with another 2. So I will be really interested. I do feel like like the collaborations they do, the way that they execute them makes so much sense. And you could see how they're linked to the intellectual property that they're working with.
yeah.
So for me,
Yeah.
it's just so well executed. I don't want all of it. Yay me. I'm
That's a win.
I'm considering that personal growth, frankly. But I think it
Yeah.
is absolutely stunning. And a lot of you guys thought the same thing. The blush wasn't that popular. 18% of you loved it. 27% of you loved the eyeshadow palette, but 21% said that it was perfect for the theme. And you guys agreed with us. The lip kits were the things that you really, really liked because 45% of you said that you loved both. 29% said that you only liked one, and 26% said not for me. So that meant like 74% liked at least one. So that's darn good. 18% liked the liner, which fair. I mean, they do that every single collection. 41% of you loved the highlighter. Lads, wait till you see the actual video of it. I think you'll love it even more. 42% of you liked the lip care duo. What is going on? Are your lips
What?
like...
This must be some kind of mistakey.
It's a fluke. It happens every so often. Instagram takes over. I personally don't agree. Maybe it's this time of year and people are thinking about chapped lips. And then 32% loved the mirror, while 45% said that it was well thought out, which I do agree with. Then we have Blend Bunny Cosmetics. We knew that they were coming out with something new, partly because they changed their icon over on Instagram. And whenever they do that, you know that something is about to drop. This is their Sickly Sweet palette, which is coming out as part of their Halloween collection. They have some lip oils, etc. But we're just going to talk about the palette because let's be real, that's the interesting stuff. This is launching for $44 US, and there are some shimmers. There's 4 duochromes, 2 sparkly standards, and yeah, the rest are mattes. It's very pastel toned, which I think is quite unusual in the sense that you don't really think Halloween and think pastels. But when she kind of teased out why she was doing that and the fact that like people were really looking for pastels, I kind of get it. Now, she had said with the past launch, with the all done up, etc. Now, that wasn't the past launch. The past launch was Forget Me Not. But she had said before she didn't want to do kind of color gradients anymore because she felt limited by them and she wanted to kind of do something different. And I totally respect that she's kind of changed that because it can be kind of difficult to get out of this thing that you're known for. In the same way that, say, Anastasia, Beverly Hills are still known for their brows, it can be really, really difficult to kind of go past that. And I have seen a lot of other brands now starting to put things out in color gradients, and you don't want to have that be necessarily just the thing that you're known for. However, that being said, I don't think the color gradients are what Blend Bunny is known for. It may be what brought them to attention initially. What they are known for, in my opinion, is a very, very good formula and like
Yeah.
really cohesive themes. So basically I was looking up then to see this color story, because initially when I looked at it I kind of went, oh god, I don't really know what to do here. And Faces by Gina
Yeah.
over on Instagram actually reordered it, and you can say she does actually have the same sort of groupings as she's done before, so that kind of
Mhm.
gradient, that depth is still there. It's not missing from the palette, which is what we've gotten used to. So like nothing has actually changed other than really the kind of assembly of it. So if you want to like reassemble it and have it into the color columns, you totally could do that. For me, I wasn't really that into it until I saw it reassembled into the color columns, and then I was like, oh, I do like this now.
For me, I feel like I don't use pastels that much. I like the idea. I like the art of it. I like it's very pretty colors and I would use those. But I'm just like, how much would I use it? Like you do have the darker tones in there. That's great to have some depth. So you could do looks with the palette on its own. But just for me, because it's mainly a pastels palette, it's just not for me. I
Yeah.
don't need that many pastels. I feel like it's quite a bit. Like I feel like the idea is very like I like the package and I
Mm.
like how she's like marketed it and I feel like it's different for Halloween. So
Yes.
it's not like all just whatever everyone else is doing. I feel like it's different. And it's different for her because it's mainly like a light toned
Mhm.
pastels palette because usually she has like all the like she has pastels also on her previous palettes, but now she has like a mainly just a pastels palette. So I feel like it's a good fit for the next palette for them.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I also will say I think this is quite smart because, she's discontinuing Surge, she discontinued Primal, and there's some shades here that I'm not saying they're duping Primal, but they give like the same sort of vibe, that level of depth, because Primal
Yeah,
had like really deep tones of specific
yeah,
colors, and they have the brightness that Surge had in places. So I think she's kind of like making sure that those kind of bases are still covered by the brand, that if you want to create those sort of looks, they are still kind of there
yeah,
to some extent. So I think that's actually very, very smart. The swatches look really, really good. The pigment is showing up without looking ashy. I mean, it looks fabulous. I think like if you're into pastels, you're gonna have like a really nice time with it.
oh and I've seen looks with
Mm.
this palette too on Instagram, and is it Ellie
Oh,
Star?
she did a gorgeous
She
one.
did such a beautiful look with it, and I was just like, what is
Yeah.
this? This is so pretty. Like she can use colors so well.
Yeah, I saw Brittany Huffman did one as well with the same palette, and I was like, God damn you and your talent looks like they're really good at doing like really ethereal sort of like I'm a fairy running through a forest type of looks, and
Yeah,
I love those. I just think they're so beautiful. And I think this is the sort of palette that really kind of goes with that general like aesthetic, if that's
yeah,
the thing. I'm the same as you. I don't really tend to use pastels that much, but when I do use them, I'm like, oh, I'm always surprised. I'm like, oh, I like this more than
yeah,
I thought I would. Because
yeah.
I think like
Oh,
I'm so used to using deep tones that I'm like, oh, I like Julie tones, and then
yeah,
no, no, break out of that comfort zone,
yeah.
Teresa. You have
To
some
me, it's
pastel.
always like I'm like I need some depth
Yeah,
in like at least on my outer corner, and then if I'm doing like a pastel look, I'm just like no depth, no depth. What
yeah.
can I do? And I feel like it looks a bit because I'm so pale. It can look a bit like wishy washy with my like all my makeup done sometimes with just pastels. Like it can look too light, like everything's too light.
I don't know. I kind of want to see a pastel look from you now.
Oh,
I'm just saying. Just get out.
Not doing it.
No! You can't tell me what to do.
No, I'm not doing it because you asked.
Fair, that's fair. I don't expect people to ever do what I ask them to
Yeah.
do. I like this. I'm not going to get this immediately, because basically what I've started doing with Blend Bunny is I wait until there's a couple of things that I want to get, and then
Yeah.
shove them all in together, and I do a big order
Oh,
because it's like bucket of
I
fun.
think they're on Monolith now
They
also.
are, yeah.
So we can get them without the taxes and the duties and all the
Oh,
jazz
yeah.
that we hate here
I'm
on
glad that
Twitter.
they've done that and that she's that
Yeah.
bit more accessible because I think it is a very good brand. And I do just like seeing that she's delivering the unexpected and she is pushing herself, that like she's not just kind of limiting herself to like, well, this worked all of the other times.
Yeah.
Urban Decay, are you listening? You can actually change things. You don't have to do the naked palette all the time. So I do appreciate, that she's like, okay, I'm going to change things up, and like it may upset some people, but I want to like stretch my
Yeah. She
creative.
wanted to like do something different for a change.
Yeah, so I'm here for it. When I put it to you guys, 34% of you loved it, and 21% of you said that you loved seeing the brand push themselves. Then, oh my goodness, we have Rare Beauty. I am beyond excited about this. This is their new powder blush slash highlighter, and you see they kind of had that before with the shade Flaunt, but now they have this shade which is Truth. They haven't said when it's coming out yet, but it looks absolutely stunning. I would use this as a glowy blush, and I've also got all four of like the highlighters that they have so far, so in for a penny, in for a pound, I'll get the fifth one too.
Yeah. She needs them all. She needs to complete the collection.
The love of Rare Beauty at this point is crazy. Like I wish I'd never tried the brand, because now every time that they come out with something, my head literally kind of goes ooh ooh, and I just start looking to see what it is that they're doing. Like even that like red lipstick that they came out with, that isn't being sold on Space NK or Sephora yet, and I keep refreshing every day like a fucking idiot because I want that red lipstick, and I also want this. So yeah, what I'm
There.
saying is don't ever try Rare Beauty, because then you'll end up like me.
So don't buy this. Don't be like Teresa.
Yeah, be smart.
Be like Tia. Broke AF, so you can't buy anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous though. It's so pretty.
It is stunning. I don't know if I don't really go for glowy blushes anymore. It's just because I have some texture nowadays,
Mm.
and it like makes it look even worse. I do put a shit ton of highlighter on though, so so there's no method to my madness.
She's like, I'm saying words, but actually they don't cohere with the
Yeah,
behavior that I engage
yeah,
in. Yeah, it's funny though, because I think like the trend of glowy blush, it goes and it comes. I
yeah.
I don't tend to go with trends. I'm just like, I like this, so I'ma do it. So I tend to like do things that aren't necessarily like in fashion, but I'll just do it because I'm like, I like it. I love this. Full on love. Very excited. I feel like her
I
brand.
wonder if this is as blinding as the other ones, because then as a blush, I feel like it could be a bit too much.
I will say with the other ones, they are initially blinding. Like if you just like pop it on, but you can diffuse it. So I'd
Oh,
diffuse
that's nice.
this. So
Yeah.
I'm not even like I'm just making excuses at this point. I've already decided that I'm buying it. So
Teresa's already gonna buy it, so
yeah, like it's happening.
already in the basket. Oh, well, it can be, but
Yeah.
in an imaginary basket.
Future Teresa is getting this. I love what I have, and like anytime I do wear like her highlighters, I legitimately have people kind of going, "Oh my god, like oh your highlight is so pretty," and I'm like, and I love that. So at the end of the day, I am just a little goblin looking for compliments. So love it, yeah.
Aren't we all?
I mean, it's just so pretty. She's one of those like celebrity brands that I really do feel is just doing the most. Like
Yeah,
she's doing
they're doing really nice. Like I feel like it's there with like Fenty, how Fenty
Mhm.
started and all those.
I think this is more
You
popular
know.
than Fenty now.
Yeah, it probably is.
Feel like Fenty kind of dropped off a little bit. They're
Yeah, they're a little bit.
just saying. To be fair, I don't think like Rihanna is as bothered about the makeup industry as she once was now that she has kids. She's probably running around after them, you know.
Yeah,
Which, fair. Anyways, when I put this one to you guys, 48% of you loved it. And 22% said, why can I not have everything I want? Which I agree with. It's travesty. And then we have Anastasia Beverly Hills, and they have revealed some of the stuff that is coming out in their Holiday 2023 collection. Basically, what they're doing is they're taking their existing palettes, the Modern Renaissance and the Sultry, and they're making them into like 9-pan palettes. It does look like you're getting the same pan size as what you did in the Sultry and the Modern Renaissance. But we don't know how much these are actually going to cost. So I'd love to know, like per pan, is it going to be less expensive or is it going to be more expensive? Because in that,
yeah,
just get the bigger pan. But I know why they're doing this. It's to get the young things interested in ABH, because it's like there's a specific demographic that have kind of been sold on
yeah,
ABH in the past. And I feel like ABH doesn't trend in the way that it did back 2016, 17, 18. And I think they're trying to get back into relevance and doing 9-pan palettes to get the clean girls, the clean girl aesthetic is a bit more on trend for them.
yeah,
Not for me though.
yeah. Not for me. I had Modern Renaissance, but I gave it away ages ago. I didn't like it. And I mean, the Sultry, the 9-pan looks pretty. I don't hate it, but I just know I would never reach for that. It's just tiny. And then I'm like, what is it with me and like tiny palettes? I just, to me, I feel like they don't exist.
I think you see it's because you're super, super creative. So having a 9-pan or a small palette kind of tends to limit you. So I think as
Yeah.
soon as you look at those, you kind of go, not enough. 12
Not
pan,
that I'm that
okay, great.
creative at the moment, but
Fuck off, Tia. Fuck off. 2010,
well, I actually do like my makeup today, so I shouldn't trash trash my makeup today because I was actually a bit creative today. Not that this is like revolutionary, but you know.
Be nice to yourself, for fuck's sake. Oh, anyways, yeah, I mean, this is definitely not built for either of us, which is fine. It's
Yeah.
grand. I will say, like, obviously, I recently got the fall romance palette, and I thought that was fantastic. Like they've definitely been like innovating with their formula. So I'd like to know, even does this have like an updated formula? Like, have
Yeah.
they changed things slightly, or what is the story there? Their mattes have always been like spectacular. Like you put them onto the eye and they blend, they disperse, they diffuse. They're fantastic. So, like, I don't think you'll have any issues in terms of quality. But for me, it's just redundant. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Eh, yeah. I mean, I would personally pass. When I showed it to you guys, and again, you're basically the same generation as us. 10% of you loved the mini, like, modern Renaissance palette. 21% of you said interesting to see the changes in ABH, that they are kind of doing stuff. And then when I showed you the mini Sultry, 21% said that you loved it, and 18% said that you wished that it had that bright pop from the original palette, which I think would have been kind of interesting. Then this is a little bit of an update because we have talked about this before. It's the Urban Decay Holiday 2023 palette, and this good old leaks, they happen every so often. This essentially got leaked on Sephora Canada, and it was on sale for the guts of a day just on Sephora Canada. You couldn't get it anywhere else, and then they took it down shortly after, and it was on sale for 57 Canadian dollars. But based upon the information that was put onto Sephora Canada, they made this incredibly clear that this is limited edition, which really fucking bugs me, because I'm like, laugh.
That's so annoying.
Yes.
Like, this is such a good launch from
Yeah.
them. Like, people are going nuts over, like, the Space Cowboy, or what's it called? Space Cowboy, the
Yeah.
single ones. Like, it was so popular on TikTok, you couldn't see TikToks without someone using it. So I feel like these should be permanent.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, I love the one with that has, like, more silvery packaging.
Same.
Like emo cowboy, cosmic cowgirl, those two shades are so stunning.
Yeah, I think this is it's both a good idea, but also a terrible idea. In the sense that it's a good idea
Yeah,
because, like, yes, this is exactly what we wanted, and then bad idea in that, why have you made this limited edition? Like,
it's so stupid.
it's beyond. It's beyond. And particularly like when they're genuinely getting feedback from people being like, oh my God, we're so excited. Like I talked about this on TikTok. That's one of my most viewed videos. It has like 50,000 views and a load of saves. And Urban Decay were even like commenting on it, kind of going, and I'm like, you know that we want this. And like
Yeah,
57 Canadian dollars is not actually that much because obviously 57 Canadian dollars sounds like a lot, but it ends up being like 35-ish euros, something like that,
yeah,
which is
that's not too
grand.
bad.
That's not bad when you think about like how much the singles are. And you can see in one of the pictures that the singles of like the Moondust shadows are the exact same size as what's in the palette. So it looks like
Yeah,
really good value for money. And I think that's exactly why they're only doing it for a limited
yeah,
edition. I've just put this to you guys as to how you feel because I have asked you, are you happy about it being limited edition? So I'm going to put the stats up. But I do want to continue on because this is relevant. At the same time, and this is on Sephora Canada again, so I'm wondering if they've managed to take this down again. These are the Moondust eyeshadows, and you'll think to yourself, oh, they look kind of similar to what was in the previous. Yes, because one of those shades, Wild Dipper, was in the Moondust palette that they just showed, and they're available now. So I think actually what they're going to be doing is taking each of those existing shades from the Moondust palettes that they've just shown us and make them into singles, which are more expensive to buy than get
yeah,
palette. So unless you have like money set aside to get stuff and get it as the limited edition item, you're going to end up paying way more to try and pick them up as individual
yeah.
items later. And I just
That's
think that's such a
super
shitty
annoying.
thing to do because like most people are strapped for cash coming up to Christmas because they're trying to get gifts and stuff for people. You don't tend
Yeah,
to buy stuff for yourself. So like I don't know, like this has kind of bugged me because the palette themselves would have been really, really good value. And then the singles are really expensive, but obviously they've seen such major growth in their business and getting those. And I think they are hoping that basically because this other palette is limited edition, that they'll get all of their sales here and that they'll make a
yeah.
delicious little profit for themselves.
That's a bit meh.
Like they are still like absolutely gorgeous shades, and like when you see them on the eye, you do kind of go, "Oh, they're beautiful." Like they are. You can't
They
argue.
are stunning, but it's just annoying that it's a limited edition.
Yeah. Anyways, I haven't put it to you guys yet as to what you think. Oh my goodness, this next one. I do not know why it is that this collaboration occurred and we did not hear more about it. Because for me, when I saw that this was happening, I nearly shit myself because I fucking love Jennifer Coolidge to a frightening amount. And the fact that she's collaborated with Elf is incredible. This is her Dirty Pillow collection and it includes a
She's
lipstick.
from American Pie.
Yes!
Oh, I was like, she looked familiar.
And she was in Legally Blonde. She's in White Lotus.
Oh
Like she's incredible. I love her so much. Like she's also in the Cinderella movie that Chad Michael Murray and Hilary Duff is in. She's amazing. I love her. She's a fucking icon. And when I saw this, and there's like an ad and everything, I showed it in my other video, so go check that out. And it's brilliant. So there's like a lip gloss, there's like a lipstick, a lip liner, and there's also like a little mirror, and it's retailing for $25. And I just think it's so on brand for her. It's brilliant. And like some of the names are like Phil Frontal and Swollen, and it's like, Jennifer, you were silly ghost. I will say, and this is the bit that really annoyed me, if you try to buy this internationally, i.e., outside of the US, you cannot.
yeah. It's the same. I think was the Michaela one
Yeah,
also
yeah,
on the US.
yeah. And I'm like,
That's a bit annoying.
Elf, you do know that there are people outside the United States. You do know that there are people outside the US that love Jennifer and would want to buy this. Now, thankfully,
What? People outside US?
who would have thought it?
What? Wow, new information to me.
Oh, quickly, let's record this and obligatory cash content here. I will say I did manage to circumvent this because Ireland, our like postal system is called on post, and they have this facility where if you pay like a little bit of a fee and you only pay it when you use it, they give you an American address, so they will like basically pick up your item and deliver it to your house.
Yeah.
So I went for that because I had to get it. I had to. I was like, so like I messaged Tia. We were meant to like record earlier. And full disclosure, I'm going to tell this right now to Tia. Part of why I was late was I was trying to circumvent the elf fucking website so I could get this. So I had like my address pal open. I was panicking, and like it was all like, you need an American number. So I was like, I don't have an American number. So just like grabbing things and just trying to mesh it into the website. So that's part of why I was running late to actually sit down and film.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How very dare you to go buy some makeup when we're about to.
How on brand is that for me though?
That is just, that's the only reason actually that you can be late.
Yeah, I was late to filming because I was buying makeup. Yeah. I mean, I'll review it if you guys want, but honestly, I was just more kind of getting this because this genuinely, I got so excited because I do just love Jennifer Coolidge. She's spectacular. Like, I was obviously so excited about this, but I was genuinely surprised that this didn't get more traction or publicity than it did, because it's such a big collab. Like, Jennifer Coolidge, don't get me wrong, but and I'm gonna say it, Jennifer Coolidge is a bigger deal than Michaela Nogueira, but everyone knew about the Elf Michaela Nogueira collab. But nobody knew about the Jennifer Coolidge thing up until the last day or two. And even then, I'm not seeing many people talk about it. And I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a nice color. It's gonna be a really pretty one, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm not jumping the hoops Teresa did to get this, because I'm just not about that life.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I just was properly excited about it. Did I need it? Could I possibly dupe this out of my collection? I would say absolutely.
Probably. But like, it's about supporting her and her
support the millionaire.
Yeah. Let's support the millionaires. Because they don't have enough money.
They have it so tough. No, but to be fair though, I do love Jennifer Coolidge, and I just I normally don't get that into like collabs of celebrities because I'm like, meh, whatever. But there's something about Jennifer Coolidge. I just love her so much. I love that she doesn't take herself seriously. Like, even in the ad, it's her just like talk. Oh, it's so funny. I'll send the ad later to you. I had a little giggle over it. But yeah, this is so on brand for her. I just think it's brilliant, and I'm excited. It's the collab we didn't know that was happening, but we do need it in our lives. Just knowing that Jennifer Coolidge cares about these things is important to us. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I think it's brilliant. I assume that you guys will kind of be shocked that you didn't hear anything about it up until now. However, what is not shocking is that we have a holiday collection coming from Morphe, and it is their rather ambitiously named Artistry Unwrapped. Apparently Artistry doesn't really mean what it once meant these days, and it is available now. It's limited edition. Basically, you get your 35 pan eyeshadow palette. It's the 35 TE, so T's the season. Oh, such a terrible pun. And I like puns. That's $28. They have 2 9 pans. They're $14 each. They have a face and brush set, lip duo in 2 different shades. They're $12 each. And then there's a jumbo continuous prep and set mist for $26. And as I said, they are available now. I mean, we'll talk about maybe the big palette first, first, the 35 TE.
Isn't that just the Beauty Bay Neutrals palette?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't hate it. I actually like it.
That's the
But I'm
thing.
just like, it's nothing new from them. No, I feel like I like the tones in it,
Yeah.
and I would do like pretty looks. Feel like it is pretty, but it's just like it's giving me so much of the Beauty Bay. I was just like, is this the Beauty Bay Neutrals repackaged and slap a Morphe name on top of it?
Yeah, it really does feel like it, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
and I trust the Beauty Bay formula way more than this. Part of what's really bugged me about this is they've given swatches, and like, feel free to argue with me, but those swatches look so computer generated that it actually hurts my brain.
Yeah.
Like, there's potential here. It's not an ugly palette at all. I actually think this is quite decent for the time of the year. I think this is versatile for what people would need. It'd be great, if you got this for Christmas, you're going out for New Year's. Great for that. Really, really great. I will say my experience with Morphe in the past has been hit or miss. So I don't always trust them.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's weird to me that they're still in operation. And I will also say they've started doing like affiliate links again. They did affiliate links before they announced that they were closing, and then they wouldn't pay out any commission to people, because, by the way, I do affiliate links, and I got an email saying any of the commission that I had made off of affiliate links from Morphe would not be paid out to me because Morphe was going under. And I was like, okay, that's fair enough, like, it's not a big deal. But now they're doing it again, and it's like they're doing the affiliates again, and I'm like, what is happening over there? Like, they shut stores. I don't know. It's messy, very, very messy. But the palette itself, I don't hate it. I just don't really.
I really like the 9 pans though.
They're quite cute, yeah. Particularly like the purpley grey tone.
Yeah, that is so pretty.
Yeah, I do like that, to be fair. And that's $12, so it's like not a bad one. Yeah, I like that one.
If I would go for something, I would probably get the 2 9 pans. Just because I wouldn't need maybe like that huge of a palette on its own.
Can I just say, I love that earlier on in the episode you were like, I'm not really into 9 pan palettes.
When it's neutral, when it's like, well, was it neutral though?
Yeah, it was, my love. It was.
I was gonna say when it's neutral, I don't mind. But here you can see that with the color story, like I feel like that, I don't know.
Watch her explain it. Look, lads, if you've watched for any period of time, you will notice that we are crazy hypocritical. We will always contradict.
We're like all over the place. I don't know about like something about this, like the swatches look nice. I will say they look like you said, computer generated swatches. But they do look quite nice. Like you can see the colors. I just feel like they look nice, and I feel like I could, like, for me, those 2 palettes would be more like when you do like your neutral, just everyday looks.
Yeah.
Like you could go really glam with those also, but I feel like they would go nicely for like everyday looks also.
I feel like the 9 pan golden one reminds me a lot of, was it last year's Beauty Bay 9 pan palette they did? There was like the bigger one, which was Age of Opulence, and then there was like the Golden Age or something, and that was like a neutral tone palette. It reminds me a little bit of that. But yeah, I feel like the 9 pan palettes are a little bit more interesting. Then like the lip kits are actually quite nice. Like they're very, very nice shades. Like Soulmate is more of like a dusty pink type thing, which I think
is so pretty.
Yeah, it's very flattering. Like, I have to say, I do like that. The shade that I like that a little bit more though is Soulmate. I like that. It's pretty. And it is very like festive. But I think
I was meaning Soulmate.
Yeah.
I meant Soulmate is like that shade is just
so interesting.
So pretty, like a dusty pink. So nice.
I feel like this would translate into spring as well. So yeah. I quite like that. I like when you're doing a holiday release, because if you're giving this as like a gift for Christmas, then people are really going to start getting wear out of it January, February, etc. when you're actually going into spring. So I think that makes sense. Then obviously they have their brush set, and there's like the little like spongy pad to help clear off powder from your brush, which I love those. those. And then there's like this jumbo continuous like setting spray thing, which has all of these claims. I think it's like meant to be hydrating or whatever. But I love how like in the pictures they're like that I was looking at online, they're like X% said that they felt more hydrated, and then in tiny writing, in a study of 31 people. Like, for fuck's sake, you're not even trying at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly kind of what you would expect from Morphe. You know, it's the obligatory like brush sets. They have obviously a massive 35 pan palette, but it's not awful. It isn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, it's absolute trash, blah, 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 blah. Do I think it's like necessarily artistry unwrapped? No. Like, I don't think it's like artistry. I think it's like a good kind of glam, like a glam.
Yeah, I feel like for the like a holiday launch from them, for this is like very decent. There's not like, I feel like there's more people who like neutral or like these like muted colors
Yeah.
than like bright bam in your face makeup. Like,
It's a
I
safer
should know that.
It's a safer
Yeah.
bet. And they did just do their collaboration with Meredith Duxbury, which
Yeah.
was more colourful. So I think
Yeah.
if they'd come out with another colourful palette, it would have been like, hey, do you need to do two in a row? Unless you're me. Not really. All in all, I actually think this isn't bad at all. It's not for me, and that's fine. It's a lot better than last year's offering, which was absolutely dreadful. But I don't know what you guys think yet, but I will smash the stats onto the screen now. Knowing you guys, I feel like it won't do that well. I feel I'll get some comments because I usually do. Then, this is coming out today as we're filming. This is Fantasy Cosmetica, and it's their Warlock palette. And I gotta say, I think it's really, really pretty. The palette itself is $38.99. You could get the mattes yourselves if you want. Like, if you're looking at the palette and kind of go, I only like bits of it. The single matte shadows are $4.99, and the duo or multi-chrome shadows you could get as singles for $9.99. I really appreciate when brands do that. I think that's really, really smart, because we've said it many a time that we're like, I like that one shade, but I don't want to buy the palette for that one shade. Very smart. I love this color story. Absolutely
I
love
feel like it's such a pretty palette. Like, it just has that like dark vampy colors, and then those like greens pop very nicely, and those shimmers look nice. I'd like to see some swatches.
Same. I hope they're true to how they look in the pan, but I gotta say, this is the sort of color story that I live for. I think it's stunning. And then even the artwork on the palette, it's so pretty.
It is. I feel like it's such like, when you look at the palette and then you look at the inside, like you look at the cover art and then you look at the inside, I feel like they match really well. Like, you have those colors inside of the palette, so it's like very nicely representing what kind of color story it's gonna be like.
Yeah, it is super cohesive. You know, you're like, okay, all of this belongs together. And like, yes, we've said before, 9-pan palettes, whatever, but this is, for me, I know we just talked about the Morphe and you were like, okay, I like the 9-pan palettes. I would sooner get this 9-pan palette. Love this. Think this is gorgeous. And the fact that there's like multi and duochromes in there as well for $39 from an indie brand.
It's not bad.
I think that's
really
pretty damn good. Really, really good. And like, this is obviously part of like their Halloween collection, Warlock, etc. I do feel this is a slight twist on Halloween, but at the same time, feed into Halloween. It's not like a cliche of
just for Halloween.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Like, I could see people using this going into like Christmas and stuff. Oh,
yeah.
That shade packed. You know my feeling on greens like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Beautiful. Really.
I feel like it's such a good palette.
Oh.
And it's really pretty. I feel like they did a really good job with this.
Yeah. Oh, it's properly put the brand on my radar now. Like, I've kind of seen a few things from them in the past, but never. I mean, I've kind of gone, oh yeah, they're interesting enough. But this is definitely the one that I've kind of gone, yes, You will do nicely. You will do. Can I be honest? I'm currently having thoughts that after this, I may end up just going off and buying it because I'm stupid. But I'm like, there are other things that you want to get. Like you want to get the Glamlite stuff. Don't be a fucking idiot. But then also, you are an idiot. So this is the dilemma that I currently face, guys. My life is very difficult.
Well, you shall see what
Yeah.
Teresa decides.
Very, very poor self control. Yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't know what you guys think right now, but I think it's fabulous. Then we have another holiday collection, and this is apparently part of like MAC's new releases. There's a lot of stuff in there. They have an advent calendar, some eyeshadow palettes, their frosted bitten kiss luster glass lipsticks, and they have them in 4 different shades. They also have some sparkle eyeshadow snowflake glitters in 3 different shades, some gel pencils, some powder kiss velvet blur slim lipsticks, extra dimension skin finish, and they have like lots of other things. Just there's all these kits that they normally do anyways for Christmas. We obviously don't know yet what's in the advent calendar, but like if you're like a MAC person, you'll probably end up getting it. They're expensive. They're not like, super affordable, but I definitely think there's elements of this that are quite interesting. And FYI guys, I am using point click vibes photos for this because I can't find pictures anywhere else, and she's just curated this really well. She also has a Discord where she will be like updating about information on this, and she has a website, so if you're like really into this, go and check her out. She's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it's grand. There's some unusual things there, like those lipsticks. The color
Yeah.
there are like quite unusual. Like there's a blue.
Why do we have so much stuff though?
Yeah,
I get so overwhelmed even like looking at this because I'm like, where should I fucking look at? Because there's too much stuff
yeah.
everywhere. And I feel like it's too much. With
I
all the
agree.
sets and everything. I feel like if you just would have done the like sets, I don't know, maybe even that. Or are they all? Maybe they're all sets.
Yeah, I mean, there's individual things that are being sold and they seem okay. Like the highlighter here, and it has the lovely little snowflake in it. I think that's very pretty. I like that. And then obviously they have like their single little shadows. There's like that lilac-y one, the green. There's like a gold that looks quite nice. And then they have some like eyeliners and like lipsticks and stuff. If they just kind of left it at that and just kind of gone, we're done now, lads. That's it. But the fact that they kind of went on and did eyeshadow palettes and then they did little mini lip kits as well, like it's a bit much, as you said. Like it's very overwhelming, and it's not like we're looking at a brand that's inexpensive. MAC are a pricier brand. They're very good quality, but they are expensive. It
Yeah.
just feels a bit like overkill. And I'll be honest, I expect to see a lot of this end up in sales come January, because the
Yeah.
likes of Boots will have got in a lot of these things as like Christmas gifts, etc. And
Yeah.
I can't see every single one of them selling out. I think they are going to end up
Yeah.
having too much stock. Like even like those bullet lipstick kits, like totally unnecessary. There's one there, and they have like 5 shades that look very similar to each other. Like why even bother at
Yeah.
a point?
The only thing that I'm like, oh, that I actually kind of want is the duo with the Hyperreal Serumizer and the Hyperreal Skin Canvas Balm.
Yes.
That set I want so bad.
Yes, I agree. I think it's those little set things are the best thing that is actually on offer there. Like I have the canvas balm thing and I really like it. I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested as well in the frosted blur face primer.
Yeah, that might be nice.
Like I'd like to know what that is. Like there's definitely, I would sooner, like here's the thing, right? Either kind of come out with these value kits or come out with like new products.
Yeah.
Don't do a whole chunk of it. Or they could have just done some of these good value kits and then come out with maybe 3 or 4 new items and leave it at that. But it's the fact that they have so many new items and like kits. It's so unnecessary.
Overlord.
We're overboard.
Overboard and overlord. Over. What am I?
Whelming.
Over. What?
Whelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
It's a lot. Like, I mean, do you need to have that many products coming out at Christmas? Like, it's too much, way too much. Like, if, and the thing is, like, people love collecting MAC, like, people do end up doing those things. That's impossible to do here. Like,
Yeah.
it's really, really difficult. And I think they're really kind of shooting themselves in the foot by doing that because they have like really, really loyal customers. But if you're doing so much with a launch and there's so much in it, it's gonna like it will be very, very hard for people to actually catch up on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not
I'm over
great.
this. I can't even focus on the stuff that they have
Yeah,
because
it's too much.
too much. I'm just like pictures, 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 pictures. No, no.
Totally fair. Anyways, lads, I'll put your opinions up here and see what you guys think. I assume that you're gonna be on the same sort of page as us. But the very last thing that we're talking about, and this is quite a good one. Now, myself and Tia are both affiliates of Gloss Gods, and I'm gonna put both of our affiliate links down below. Unfortunately, neither of our codes will work to take money off of this because these advent calendars already have like ridiculous savings as it is. Because if you're looking at the Great Glacial one, that's worth €449, but it's selling for €162. And the Polar Perfect is worth €341 and it's selling for $99. Now, I looked on their website today. The Polar Perfect is gone. That's sold out. I'm not surprised because that's like exceptional value. But the main difference that you actually have between the two of these is that the Great Glacial has brand new, never before seen items. So that's quite
Mm.
cool. And then the Polar Perfect then has some like highly missed limited edition sold out products. So honest to God, either of the palette or either of the advent calendars are like crazy good. I like myself and Tia were messaging each other, kind of going, did you see the email about the Glass God's advent calendar? We were like kind of going, oh, we have to get this. Oh, where's the information on this? Blah, 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 blah. I wonder what's in it. Like we've had whole conversations about this, and
Yeah.
uh, I'm so excited. And literally, by the way, what Tia has on her face right now is Gloss Gods. Like she has
Oh
some.
yeah. The shimmer shadows are, and on my lips, I have the look for rainbows. It's like those shimmers are just beyond.
They're ridiculous.
They're
Genuine.
really.
I don't know.
I am a bit annoyed that I couldn't get this, but like I would have if I had the money.
Yeah,
Would have just bought it instantly.
I wish
But
they had kind of given a little bit more advanced notice
yeah,
so that people
yeah,
could like squiddle money away. Um, I ended up getting the two of them because I'm stupid. Um, because I was like, okay, I want new things, but also there are some palettes that I'm hoping will be in there, or even some products that will be in there that I know are sold out.
yeah,
So I'm so excited, lads. If you're looking forward to that, I will do an unboxing on this
yeah.
channel. I do hope
We're
though.
gonna need to see that.
I really, really hope that things don't arrive smashed because it has happened before, unfortunately, that because the formula of their shimmers is quite soft, that I've
Yeah,
had a few of them arrive a little bit worse for wear, but I have been able to like undo it. But I know with advent calendars, there's always a little bit more danger of that
yeah,
happening because of the way they're packaged. But it does look like they're kind of like individually packaging each one, which I'm really hoping will help to kind of allay some.
yeah.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait. It's shipping out in apparently November. So I'm very excited.
Mhm.
Genuinely. Cannot psychologically cope. But yeah,
This is just yeah. It's a. I like to see more indie brands do this. I know
mm,
it's probably not possible for
yeah, I
every
think the more
brand, but
established you are, the easier
yeah,
it would be. But well, like I said, we have our affiliate links down below. So if you do want to get essentially the Great Glacial, that's what's left. then you can use either of our links. They will be marked down below, but I love it and I'm very excited. And when I put it to you guys, 53% of you said that you can't wait to see an unboxing, and 11% of you said that it's on your want list, which, quite frankly, fair. But my gorgeous friends, that's it. It's a very, very long episode this week, so I apologise. But sure, look, we got through it. We did well. This is my favourite comment of the week, and it's from the fabulous Wilma Fingerdo, who said, "Loves it, and you, excellent work as always." And I did read it in Wilma's voice when I read it. Like,
yeah.
So a massive thank you, guys, for watching. I so appreciate it. This is one of my favourite videos to film, partly because I get to hang out with Tia, but I also love that you guys also interact quite a bit with it. So it's fun. It's actually part of the whole like beauty community thing that I really, really enjoy. So you know the general drill, lads. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell and go check out Tia. She has her own content. I wish it had more of this. Oh, bum. Fantastic.
Yeah. Freya's just like, mother.
Freya's like, we're done now.
Not focusing on me for the past hour or so.
Yeah, no, she's like, I'm going to start destroying your shit. Look at that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On that note, we should probably end because there's a chaotic cat in the background. But you know the general drill, lads. Do please share, because sharing is caring, except, of course, for STDs, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. That's it. That's the end of this episode, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.